in the past, I think 4 years, was there 3 deadly accidents that involved a tractor trailer, they were right within the same,
They'll have the same address and the same
And
name.
the only other question I have is, can I have a promise from the board members? I mean, I need a promise that if PennDOT comes in with a stern attitude, well, I need you guys to fight for me. When they say, well, we could just knock that house down, listen, I don't want to move. That house has been here since 1900. It was built there, it was loved by somebody back then, and it's getting it again. People are loving that house now. It's something people see. I know there was votes recently about making that area, I don't know how we are with that, or where that stands with the zoning, with making that commercial, how that, any of that.
I think it was possible neighborhood commercial.
I mean, that opens a lot of avenues for people in this township to come here and sell out of their house, and just little things. I mean, you can't, there's a common sense approach that's gonna get us through this.
There's another technique of using historic to protect some of those properties from encroachment.
Yeah, and don't please protect me when they come at me to take what I've worked for away, because every nail so far has been by me. That poor house is, for lack of better words, it was treated really unfairly for a long time.
So Brenda brought up a good point, emergency management, when there's situations like what happened up there, maybe we could invite them as well, to check what their truck routes are in those type of situations and
It's
make
not
sure.
fair to send that traffic into unknown, into every direction. I mean, we can't just detour them and hope for the best. That's like, they're weapons.
Yeah.
You can't just fire those missiles in every direction.
Didn't they put an exit on the turnpike up there off of 903 now?
That's where they were taking them off.
Yeah, they're taking them off and sending them down, that goes right,
Well, that's where
right
they're
up
pulling
on
that
that, pulls out
access
right
down.
on 903.
Most of this traffic, from my experience, not from the accident, was when they shut down the entrance, the highway going down into Jim Thorpe, they were rerouting them over this way. When they were doing the rocks.
Oh, that's when it all started then.
Yeah, that's when
on
my
that,
experience with all this
I was the
started.
guy who sat out at the Maury Road with a lunchbox, illegally or not. When they were coming down the road, I was like, Jim Thorpe traffic's supposed to go that way. Jim Thorpe traffic. I was that guy on that corner. Nobody told me to do it, nobody asked me to do it. I probably broke the law in doing it, but it doesn't take much. You can kill, you can make a lot of things happen with a phone call. I have messages with whitewater rafting. You call these businesses, a lot of times you get just the slightest attitude you're gonna get, you're gonna get it back, and they're not more very good. They don't come down the road.
Long run.
That was because of me.
I don't know.
I have a gentleman, and his wife is a music teacher at Villanova. I got a message from him. I could give it to you. I mean, I'm on board with you. I think it's a great idea to stop that truck traffic here on Long Run Road. Everybody on Long Run Road with that. But most important of all, that's our orders. We need to take steps now, protect it. One truck is gonna be so devastating. It sounds like I'm overlooking it and I'm just being, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It's gonna happen. It's gonna. So let's eliminate it before it happens. And what happens when you do that is you take
Top of the bottom.
you take that equation out of the problem.
And who owns the
Now you
property as Moy Road comes into Long Run? Who owns that teed property right there where they should be making that left?
Everything was private there.
I know, but who owns it?
The
Do we know the
swampy section
person?
on the
The guy has
left.
all the old cars there.
Yeah.
That's Dave.
Dave Thomas.
So is there a way that the township can offer a billboard there that says all trucks?
Well, we have on Indian Hill Road, which is the road right in front of it,
I know.
no truck traffic, and we see it all the time, unfortunately.
The
Well,
other
you put the
problem is
billboard at that T, at least you're gonna filter a bunch of them.
Turnpike. has that as their route to go to the turnpike. To go
Right.
down to Mario and go straight across.
And there's a little arrow under that
Yeah.
turnpike,
Yeah, I
and we
know.
always, every couple months, turn it to go down through Walksville down that way. And somebody turns it, that it go up Indian Hill.
Well, this is where, where
and we
where
called
you
the
guys come
turnpike-
in to
Willard
to
called the
like,
turnpike commissioner about that.
you know, we have a road crew that goes out and they'll just do a drive around operation.
I guess
You know,
we could
you know, there's-
ask about putting a sign on the state, we did it before.
Put it up tall enough so nobody can see it, and then make it big enough. I mean, nobody can touch it.
But unfortunately, though, nobody reads signs.
You make it big enough, they don't have a choice but to see it.
Well, they'll see it, but they ain't
Put
gonna
a
probably pay
footbridge
attention to
across.
it, I mean.
Because when I talked to you, Jason,
Put a
that night,
footbridge across.
you had said about when you come out Miller Road and make a right, that,
You got it, I agree.
the sign might have been covered over that you can't see it. I ran up,
Yeah.
it
It's-
looks like
it's
it's
up.
open, somebody
Yeah.
must have trimmed.
It was, I don't know when it trimmed it, it kinda looks like it was trimmed a few weeks ago, but,
yeah.
I'm gonna, like a month and a half ago, you could barely see the sign. And either way, I mean, if they put the truck sign 10 feet, if it's in the bushes, they can't see
So,
it.
yeah.
And once they make that turn, it's too late. I mean, just do your best for us, guys, man. Everybody here is dependent on it. Like I said, Safe Haven or Franklin Township, you're gonna be surprised how much money you're gonna save by doing that in road maintenance. And you'll be amazed. I mean, and that just trickles down to the amount of miles on trucks and our equipment. I mean, we're looking at a salt truck, but it does no good to throw all that salt on a road that's just crumbling under, you know, because now you gotta go out there and pound asphalt into those holes all spring long,
Fairyland's starting to
and
sink.
then trucks are following you down the road, knocking
Right there
it.
by the stop sign, when they stop, if you go down there, walk it, it's starting to go like this.
Mediation
The trucks are too heavy.
and teamwork, that's
They're
what we're
pushing
gonna
the
get this.
foundations on the houses.
That's really, thanks, always. Brenda, thank you for everything you do for us.
I appreciate.
She's a sweetheart when you come in.
Last one.
Go ahead.
You have a solicitor here. Ask him the question, under what authority do we have to help prevent, stop, or do? And then he has to look it up and help you out so that you know what authority you have, so you can use that authority for the benefit of your community, if there is any that exists.
I think you should make a list of about the top 10 things you want to do, meet with PennDOT, see what happens. And if they say no, then we'll see if we can make them do it. Right? Come up with a
I like
plan.
that idea.
Come up with
That
a
would be
plan,
absolutely
come
fantastic.
up with a plan, like I said.
Have a
But
workshop,
by September 15th,
have a
pick a
workshop.
date, pick a
We,
date.
we need to address it, I think ASAP.
And
But-
one more
but have
thing,
a plan
can
when
we
you meet
take,
with them.
can we take the motion to look into it completely out of the lingo?
Oh, I didn't see that.
All right, no.
I
I'm
even
just
made a
saying,
note, I
that's-
made a note, do not say I'll look into it.
This is a motion that it just kinda, I'm sort of taking it personal, guys. A little joke, just, thank you, you guys are
No,
awesome.
We have our paths drawn, we're fine.
Thanks Fred.
Thank you.
Always,
Thanks for your
always.
time. I appreciate your vigor as an individual and a father and someone that has a family, and your efforts have to be matched by the community. So,
Absolutely.
and that's what we
I feel a lot better today now than I did on Wednesday. Thanks, guys.
I know, we're supposed to move on to, old business, but was there anything else that anybody wanted to add while, we're under citizen participation, just to kind of get through it?
Yeah, would that be, I have some questions about my parking lot.
Go ahead, sir.
I own Pappy
State-
Schoolhouse.
Okay,
Terry Shaner, I live at 4726 Long Run. I own the Schoolhouse Tavern. And that parking lot's been there for at least 13 years with an access to the township road, and they put the new culvert in, and they took away my access to a township road. They're gonna create an issue there for safety, pulling out on the Long Run. They used to go out that way to a controlled intersection with a stop sign. Now they gotta pull out of my parking lot at a blind curve, and there's gonna be issues. And the papers I signed, and everybody signed, shows a different guide rail system there when I gave you land to do it. and you went and you built something else, and I have no access now to my business parking lot. And nobody even told me that this was gonna happen. And I came here to look at plans. Is this a township job or was this a county job?
It was funded by the
County
county.
was.
It was
it
funded, but
from-
who designed it?
Our engineer.
And you put it out
Or
for
no,
bids
well,
and your
our
township
engineer.
engineer designed it.
Well, the
Okay.
county,
The
it was,
county-
the county put it out for bid, everything, and they.
Well, I came here to look at plans, because when they started doing the job, I seen the elevations were gonna be an issue. And I came here for plans and I was told it was not a township job, I had to go to the county. When I called the county to find out why I'm losing access, they tell me it's a township and a township engineer project. So what is it? Am I getting a runaround? I need access to my parking lot. People are gonna pull down in there, it's gonna be a dead end, they're gonna try and back out up by the curve, that's a blind curve, and they're gonna get hit. And somebody's gonna get killed because first, the speed limits are 50 and 60 miles an hour through there, and there's no cops patrolling that road. The speed limit is disgusting through there. People are gonna get hit. I actually finally decided to close my business because somebody's gonna get hurt there, and now especially with this issue with the guide rail, I'm done with it. It's for sale, I don't even wanna deal with it anymore. But alls I know is I want my entrance back to my parking lot. The way the papers show that I signed, and you signed, and the attorney signed, and it was recorded at the courthouse.
So, definitely it was a Franklin Township project, because it was our culvert, it was funded by the county, correct? As far as my knowledge of that culvert, and Robin, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the initial plans for that culvert required a different type of build, right? And as the project went through, the build changed. It was something that had to go in a different way. It was a different type of piping. And with that type of piping, it requires a bigger mass over top of it to essentially keep it in place, which means the footprint of that culvert ends up being bigger. And because of the footprint being bigger, they had to have the guardrails in there that would extend. Now, as far as the driveway that you had, coming out onto Red Hill Road,